sharing with you in this video 3 ways to shift your identity fast to create your goals and dreams. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video is, of course, creating what you want is about knowing where you want to go. 100% that's a big part of it. But a big part of it as well that I think that a lot of people neglect is getting clarity on who you are not, what you don't want to do, what you don't want to be in your life, who you will never step into anymore. So this is about saying no to certain things. This is about having clarity on that because people are afraid of contrast. When I say contrast, I mean maybe something bad happens, and I should say bad really in quotations, because like what makes a situation bad? Like quote unquote bad. Like what makes it bad at all? Oftentimes it's the way that we look at it, and what we have to do to grow from that is to reframe it, is to reframe the situation. So really when a bad situation happens, what we have to do is take that negativity and look at that situation as what information can we get from this to get more clarity on what we don't want to do in our life anymore. And it's tough. It's tough to do this when something negative happens or something happens that we don't necessarily want to experience or whatever the case may be. But this is the courage that we have to have within us. That's the initiative that we have to take to see something greater for ourselves than what is happening in that situation in front of us. And so the second way to shift your identity fast to create your dreams and goals is what you really need to do as well, which what most people don't want to do, is to shadow a mentor. Most people don't want to do this. Most people don't want to shadow a mentor. They want to do everything by themselves. And I'm here to tell you that the fastest way to create something in your life is to be the shadow of somebody that already has what you want. And that person exists somewhere. No matter what you want to create, somebody has what you want or something very, very similar to it. And they can often help you to get it if you're willing to shadow them. Most people are not. They're not willing to put themselves out there and to call that person or to surround themselves more with that person or to just simply ask if they can shadow them. Like, has it ever, came to you that you can just ask? Most people will ask. Maybe they'll make, want something in return. Maybe they won't. Whatever the case is, why not just ask? Why not just put yourself as best as you possibly can in a situation where you're able to shadow this person. You're able to learn what they do, learn how they act, learn how they are, learn the way that they show up in their life on a consistent basis. This is what's going to help you to shift yourself very, very quickly. Most people stagnate their growth and they don't grow very, very fast because they're very attached to this idea of I have to do it by myself. But why? Why do we believe that we have to do it by ourselves if ultimately speaking, there's all these support systems, all these different ways that we can be supported, yet we're continuing to do the same thing over and over in a way that's not serving us? And so the third and final thing that I want to share with you in terms of the third way to shift your identity fast to create your goals and dreams is no matter what, while you're doing this, trust yourself above anything else. Of course, there's going to be opinions, there's going to be ideas. People are going to come to you and tell you like, hey, here's the path that I think that you should take. Here's where I think you should go. What you have to do is take what you like and drop the rest. There's nothing that you need to integrate into your being, into your spirit, into your way of life, into the way that you act, into the way that you do things, incorporate it into your values unless you want to. People are going to have all sorts of ideas, but you can look at some people's ideas, some people's opinions, not disrespect them, not dishonor them, but just say that that is not going to be a part of your belief system. That's not the way that you see things. That's not the way that you do things, and that's totally fine. What you have to do is trust your intuition, trust your divine intelligence, trust your way of seeing things, no matter what at the end of the day. This is what's going to bring forth the most possible transformation that I've ever experienced. I've experienced a lot of transformation by choosing who I wanted to be and committing to it and having a strong intention, but really nothing transformed me more and changed who I really am more than dropping into the highest level of intuition that I could possibly have the capacity to have in that moment, and then just fully fall into that. Fully trust into that, trust in who I really am, trust in what I really want to do, trust in what truly feels resonant to me in that moment. And when we can do this, then it stops becoming something where we have to force ourselves to create what we want. You start to naturally align with your desires in a way where you don't feel like you're neglecting yourself, You don't feel like you have to manipulate anybody else either, or manipulate circumstances in a way that feels dishonorable to you, or again possibly other people. Like, you are able to live life in a way that you respect yourself and respect others much more easily when you're able to trust yourself above anybody else. And that is going to bring, again, in my experience, it's going to bring forth the most possible transfer, like the highest level possibility of a transformation happening that you otherwise could not experience if you don't trust yourself above maybe what somebody else is telling you that you have to do.